Do I need a will if I have a trust?
Really good question. So technically the answer is yes. Even if you do a trust and have the assets transferred into the trust, a will is a good idea. I call it for my clients sort of a last resort or safety net. The will comes in and it's often called a pour over will. It states, okay, if something happens to me, I want my assets to go through my trust. It would capture something that you might have forgotten to put a beneficiary on or title into the trust name. But if you remember in some of our other articles, we've talked about how wills go through probate. And probate is a long, lengthy court process that costs a lot of money. So ideally, you wouldn't be relying on this will. It really, truly would be a last resort or safety net that ensures that if there is some land floating out in the desert that you forgot to put in the trust, the will would be probated and that asset would be transferred through that probate process to the trust. So it would end up where you wanted it to at the end of the day, but not necessarily through the most efficient process. So you still, when you set up a trust, want to make sure what I say properly funded. The assets are either in the trust name or you have the proper beneficiary designation, which in many cases can be the trust. You literally need to make a list and call through it one by one to make sure those assets were properly handled either by a transfer to the trust or a beneficiary designation. That way you don't really need that will, but it could be, as again, a last resort safety net to pull something into the trust that wasn't.